What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? So we are back again for the brand new show, Delilah. This is season 1, episode 3, sometimes apart. Okay, listen. So this was a cute little episode. Let me just. Ooh. Okay. I had to fix some stuff. But anyway, we get into the episode and how does this start off? Girl, Leah. Okay, that's what I want to start off with. Bitch, Delilah is in the room with Leah, okay? Now, I already told y'all last week that something about Leah is just not clicking with me, meaning that, I feel like she's not, like the girl acts as if she's not all the way there herself. Like, why would you leave out certain information? So, Leah told Delilah last week that she was not having an affair or anything with Fred. Mind you, Mason had found out some information about the fact that Leah had went over there to Fred, her boss, the CEO, the one who fired her from this tactical company, and she was all having a little altercation with him, like a verbal altercation with him and his wife or whatever, and all this stuff happened, and that's what prompted Delilah to ask, were you having an affair with him? She said no. Then you get Tamara, who talks to Fred, who said that he had a relationship with her, and she couldn't take the fact that he ended the relationship, therefore ending it with her and firing her. So she lied. She found these pictures that Tamara had, these pictures of her, and she sent them to Delilah. Delilah showed Leah these pictures, okay? Why this girl go admit to the fact that, yes, we did have a relationship. I mean, it wasn't nothing like that or whatever. Like, he paid my bills and stuff like that. We met on this little dating site. I was looking for men's and stuff like that to be kept and all that shit. So, basically, she was a little hoe. She a little hoe out in the street, okay? And, they met like 6 years ago. Somebody at his job, his job was doing some work, whatever. They left. He got her in so that she wouldn't have to keep doing what she was doing, looking for men for money. You know what I'm saying? And the relationship between them two ended like a year into it, and he decided to keep her on. But when she stumbled across this information about Gary Shea and these radios, these faulty, dangerous radios or whatever, that's when she got fired. But he's trying to make it seem as though it was all because they had a sexual relationship, and he's trying to save his marriage, and he don't want his wife to find out, and she got pissed off about that, and that's the reason why she's doing all of this, trying to sue and all this stuff. That's not it, okay? Because we steady finding out more and more information, and at the end it was a bombshell, okay, for this episode. And I love it when shows end on a cliffhanger, okay? Each episode, I want to be engaged like, oh, shit. So that keeps me coming back to see what's going on with the next, okay? Delilah got her up in the office at her job, and they're about to meet with the reporter, okay? She's trying to tell her what to say. Don't say nothing about a relationship. Just say that you worked at the company. You said that the radios were, faulty and dangerous, and that... you mentioned Gary Shea, and you was wondering why he got fired, why he no longer was working with the company, all of that stuff. That's what you put out there, and you put out there that he was murdered, okay? That's what you put out there. You don't say nothing about no relationship or anything like that. In the midst of her trying to coach her and get her or rehearse what's going on, what she should say to the reporter, her assistant comes in and she says, girl, listen, the reporter is here. She like, hold up, the reporter not supposed to be here until 11 o'clock. That's like an hour or so away. She was like, well, she here now. So she up in there having a little conversation with the reporter. She's going by the book, the rule book, the playbook that they didn't made up, okay? We going, we're not mentioning nothing. It's going swell, right? Delilah gets a phone call. First she gets a text. First she gets a phone call from Nate, her brother. Then she gets a text message from Tamara saying like, don't do this or something like that. Then she gets another phone call in the middle of the interview, And she was like, hold on a minute, let me go take this. It was her brother Nate, and he's coming at her talking about, why did you go over there screaming at Christine and all this stuff. And of course, she not trying to hear that at this point, because she's worried about this reporter, okay? And mostly Leah getting the stuff right. Meanwhile, Leah is gonna be the screw up of this goddamn case, because this bitch, goddamn, you want to root for somebody, but then they just keep doing shit to make you want to not root for them. Like, girl, whatever fucking happened to you happened for you, because you are going to sink this shit yourself, okay? Like, you really need to, bitch, common sense. If she told you not to say anything about the relationship that you had sexually with Fred, why are you sitting there? First of all, the reporter, she up there buttering her up, saying, oh, you're in good hands with Delilah, you're this and you're that, okay? And then when Delilah comes back up in there, we thinking that they talking about the case or whatever, and what she was supposed to be on script. Girl, she in there talking about how many websites she's been on, how many men she been meeting, and all this stuff, basically making herself out to be a glorified little prostitute, little hoe, okay? And she was recorded, bitch. Come to find out, this wasn't even a fucking real reporter. This wasn't even a fucking real reporter, okay? And so at this point, Delilah is pissed off, okay? She think Tamara got something to do with it. She had Mason look up the lady. Come to find out, the lady is an actor, okay? So now she's pissed off at Tamara. She calling her. Tamara was actually sitting there looking at her Delilah's daughter Maya's recital over again, and she was just loving it. Okay, it was calming and soothing or whatever. I understand why people listen to classical music or whatever to calm their ass down and to just, because it does something. I do that sometimes as well. Okay, I got eclectic taste in music. I don't know how to make me laugh. It made me think of what was the movie Sister Act 2, when he was like eclectic, not electric, bitch. Okay, that's what it made me think of. But anyway, so she calls Tamara. Tamara was like, what's going on, girl? She was like, girl, why would you do some shit like this? You sent this reporter over here, woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. And Tamara was like, hold on, girl. Well, first of all, let me just say this. Miss Jill Marie Jones, girl, time has done you well, okay? Let me stand for a second. Time has done you well. It does a body good. That is a black woman that said black don't crack, bitch, okay? Let me tell you, I don't know how old you are, bitch. I don't even care. I love them, okay? Them lips, girl. Them lips. Okay, let me stop. Okay, I'm just saying, I love them, bitch. She is beautiful. I said, now, Tony, I ain't never looked at you like this when you was on Girlfriends. But Jill can get it. Like, Jill can really get it. Like, for real, for real. I was like, all right, Tony. You want me to call you Tony? You want me to call you Jill? Which one do you prefer? Anyway, let me stop. I gotta stop hitting on the people that I be talking about. Like, listen, and then I can do it on camera, but I can't do that shit in real life. Girl. Ooh, wait. Anyway, so, she just confused about what's going on. And while she's on the phone with her, she gets getting cussed out. She get this recording and she's listening to it. And she was like, it wasn't me, I'm telling you. So what wound up happening is she goes to Wynn's office, her boss, who is the head of the company. Well, he's like one of the presidents of the law firm, one of the partners, and he's getting stuff. His father is the one that keeps on checking over his shoulder and micromanaging him. And so he basically did the same thing with Tamara. And, she cussed him out a little bit. Why would you do this? I know you're trying to help the case or whatever, but why would you do this, okay? You're messing up. This is not how I work and all this stuff. And she was like, the things that you're doing at this point, it's the same thing that your father is doing to you, but you're doing it worse to me, okay? Because at least he tells you what he's about to do. You didn't tell me that you was going to send this lady in and pretend to be this reporter or whatever and mess this stuff up, thinking that this will help the case. And he got her ass, though. I ain't going to lie. He got her ass when he said, so would you have been saying this had Delilah not been your friend? because I seen how you work on other cases and how eager you are to do other things to get to the results that you want. You know what I'm saying? So would you have been saying the same thing had Delilah not been your friend? And I was like, well, touche, bitch. Touche. Okay. But speaking of Delilah, she goes to see Nate. And she's trying to understand what's going on. This is when Nate confronts her about the fact that Christine, was talking about some, you came up there and was hollering at her and all this stuff, which she really wasn't, but she kind of told her all, and she did what she had to do. She was being concerned from one mother to another mother. What is your issue, and why aren't you taking care of your kid? And then talking about Andre being there, and he like, Andre is the one that hooked us up. Okay, there is nothing going on between Andre and Christine. Trust and believe. And she was like, Delilah is like, come on now, Nate. This man is living up in your house and she is living up in your house rent free off of you. What is it? You think that you can't get somebody else? Mind you, this is your fault because Christine told you not to go back over there and serve another tour. And then you came back the way that you came back. But at the same time, you got this man up in your house and she probably fucking around with him and ain't doing shit and not even taking care of your kid. Like, and at that point, truth hurts. So he gets on the phone and he calls the daddy. He calls the daddy, bitch. I was so upset. He wound up calling the daddy to come over there and get Dion, And, she got some little issues with Dion. The daddy. I don't know the dynamic. It seemed like the daddy probably cheated on their mother, and it hurt a lot of people because when he did come over there to her house, to come pick him up, after having that little talk with Dion, which was so sweet and so sad at the same time, she couldn't bear to let him go. He tried to put some legal shit up in there to, try to make her feel bad enough to release him. But she came back and said, no, I'm not letting you take him. Okay, that's not what's going to happen here. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to have a warrant up or whatever drawn up, you can go ahead and do that. Let me tell you something. You did all this stuff and you trying to get a second wind in life or whatever. You trying to start over with Dion. You trying to start over with Nate because of all the people that you hurt. You need to fix that shit yourself. Okay, she cussed her daddy out without cussing him out. Well, without saying cuss words. She ain't Kurt Franklin him. Okay, she ain't do that. Bitch, I can't wait to talk about that shit tomorrow. Make me wanna stomp, okay? Or beat your motherfucking ass, bitch ass nigga. Okay, let me stop. Let me tell y'all something. And I'll tell you next week. I'll tell you tomorrow because it's not the video. But, Lil Marcus is getting beside himself. Let's get the kids out the way. Lil Marcus, you getting beside yourself. This is the second episode that you done came home late because you done went to Jefferson Park. Mama said don't go to Jefferson Park at a certain time, okay? And apparently somebody got hurt in Jefferson Park and she didn't want him to go there. That's the reason why. She called the daddy because he threw out there saying the daddy don't care, okay? Meanwhile, daddy on the phone, Gordon on the phone with her and basically trying to make the case that, oh, he old enough to do this and he can take care of himself and he not the boy that got hurt or whatever. And she was like, my job as a mother is to make sure, because I got it hard because I'm raising a black boy trying to make sure that he comes home. We got to throw that all up in there for real, okay, for emphasis. All right, to show the severity of the situation. It's different. We live in a different reality than other people, you know what I'm saying? And so they doing all of this, going back and forth, and she trying to put her foot down. He trying to somewhat put his foot down. It ain't working. And the whole time, Katya finally found out what her name, his little side bitch that he probably cheated on Delilah with, okay? She's sitting on the bed and gonna say something. Just hang up. Why you letting her overpower you? Just hang up. I said, bitch. That's why he won't let you see the kids, ho. That shows you. And come to find out, they been fucking around for a while, okay? Because she came in later and she was talking about some, her and her roommate, the people that own the home, the place that she's staying at, they're gonna sell. Okay, the landlord, they gonna sell. All right, so basically she need a place to stay. And she was like, I figured since since it's been a year since we've been back together, I said back together. So y'all had a full-blown relationship, or back together means that y'all had something going on, y'all broke it off, or y'all stopped it, and now you started it back up like a year ago. I said, oh, and you still ain't meet the kids yet? After all this time, you still ain't meet the kids, bitch. And Delilah don't know about you. Okay, girl, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. He ain't playing with you. You just a warm hole. That's what it is, okay? And she getting upset because he basically kind of made it seem like he didn't want her to stay with him because that's what she was angling at. I said, girl, go find something else to do, okay? Because this ain't it. Meanwhile, Tamara is over there talking to her man Casey about this whole thing. You know, she on her balcony of her high rise, just, you know, trying to understand like this. This got me going crazy. Why would he do this now? And then I got this issue going on, you know, with Delilah. It put us in a bad place and all this stuff. Like, it should be something, you know, a legal precedent about being able to get arrested for impersonating somebody. It should be illegal to do that. And he was like, I mean, yeah, it is. If it causes harm, it'll be a misdemeanor or whatever. But that's not the case right now. And she was like, how you know that? And he said, you know, him and a friend, this what got me. Him and a friend pretending to be architects to get up on the top floor to the Willis Tower. I said, first of fucking all, what? Second of all, being that I'm from Chicago, live in Chicago, Chicago till I die, bitch, I was here when the Willis Tower was the Sears Towers, okay? And that is what it will always continue to be. Bitch, we don't refer to it. Real Chicagoans do not refer to the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower as the Sears Tower. We know that it got brought out, okay? They changed the name to the Willis Tower, but bitch, we was here when it was the Sears Towers, and that's what it was that. I just had to throw that in for a petty moment, okay? You know, so he was trying to make her forget about it. You know, they try to have a little kissy kissy, little sexy. I was like, that was cute. Okay, so next day, and back at Delilah's office, Demetria Barnes, the new intern or whoever she is, you know, she's there early, and the secretary girl, I forget her name. Is her name Harper? Harper, she shows up. At this point, she can't stand the girl. It's not that she probably can't stand the girl. It's that the girl is just a lot, you know, and just her personality is a lot, and it takes a lot to deal with that. And she would annoy the hell out of me because I'm looking at this and I'm like, bitch, I'm annoyed, okay? You may know your stuff, and she's probably one of those people that is going to, you know, get on your nerves, but then you'll finally probably ease up into liking her. And I feel that's how I am with her right now. She fixed up her office. Delilah want her to look at those files and stuff that Gary Shay's wife let her get. Make sure you put some latex gloves on because the cops may want to look at this stuff or whatever. And you know, she knows all about the tactical company. And so with the radio thing, basically it's a radio that you have different frequencies so that the you know, the enemy that you're going against don't know you can change the frequency so that they can't pick up where you at. So if they can pick up where you at, they can possibly know your station and kill you, or you know, attack you and all that stuff. So that's what make it dangerous, and I guess that's what was happening, okay? And the equipment was malfunctioning, you know. So she wind up going through the stuff. That's what she had her doing. Harper had to calm down. I said, woo-sa, bitch. Woo-sa. Okay, because Miss Demetria, she is definitely a lot. But while she was going through the stuff, she found something that really just took her breath away. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Delilah, she had to go meet up with Miss Virginia. Miss Virginia is the violin instructor that is taking on her daughter and giving her free lessons, you know, because she thinks she's a protege. She thinks she has raw talent, but she needs to be taught, you know, to hone it, you know, and to shape it up. And she's trying to get black women, black girls, black women out there in a white dominated world of this music, you know what I'm saying? And Delilah was just basically trying to understand exactly what she's doing and where she's coming from with giving her free lessons. But, you know, she went on ahead and let her, you know, take the lessons. Mason comes over to just kick it with her in the family and to have a little bit of dinner. And that's when the daddy come over with his bullshit, and she had to go over there and talk to you know, him, Dion and all that stuff, and tell him off. Marcus, you need to get over it, little boo boo. Okay, you need to get over it. This little teen angst that you got. But this thing kind of hurt my heart because I don't know, like, I'm looking at Married to Medicine, and we see the dissolution of the friendship between Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, and I don't like that. They've been friends for years. I hate when I see friends that's been together for years, like decades and shit, over 5 fucking years fall out. I hate that. And this is one of those situations where, work is getting in the way, and miscommunication is getting in the way, and misunderstanding is getting in the way. Tamara comes over and she brings tacos, trying to make up with Delilah and make her see that, she didn't do anything. And earlier, Delilah got a phone call from Jamal, the dude that was at the party last week that was checking her out, that was Casey's friend. And, he was willing to wait until they got their case done to take her out on a date, and Tamara brought that up and was like trying to really change the subject and say, let's talk about that, and you need to give him a call, and you need to say this and get with him and all this stuff. And Delilah was, at first it seemed like she was gonna give in, but she was softening up. But it was like as soon as she would, it's like it'll hit her. No, bitch, y'all firm did this, okay? Y'all played me. You did all this stuff. I can't be your friend right now, okay? They're going head to head, and you got Tamara pleading her case to her, and you could tell that she didn't want this to happen. She didn't want this to happen, and that's probably the main reason why she didn't want her to take the case, because she knew something probably like this was gonna happen. Delilah didn't think that something like this was gonna happen, and it wound up happening. Them two going head to head, neck to neck, and she telling her off or whatever, and was like, I just can't do this with you right now. Okay, I can't do this with you right now. Girl, Tamara looked so damn hurt. I was like, Jill, I'll be your friend. And then at the end of the episode, Demetria, she comes over to the house, and she basically said what she found was they knew that it was a lot of accidents. They called it ground accidents that was happening because of those radios were malfunctioning. Okay, quote unquote ground accidents. And then Mason had to explain what that meant. Okay, it also, the other bombshell was there was a foul in that thing that Gary Shea had on Nate, her brother. Remember, he took a second tour duty. And when he was over there, he got into an accident or something like that he claimed he did not remember what happened. And it put him in a wheelchair. He's paralyzed, okay, probably from the waist down, okay? And at this point, he says that he didn't know what happened, but in the report it basically says what happened, that it was a equipment malfunction. And Mason was like, they had to have given him this report. Okay, so now we're she got to go talk to Nate. And that's how it ended. I was like, damn, like 6 degrees of motherfucking separation, bitch. Because remember, I think in episode 1 or 2, she did talk to Nate and said that they did use those radios. Okay, so there we go. I said, now she really finna be invested. Ain't no getting Delilah off this case now. Because now her brother probably a little witness or something like this. It's family at this point. But this was a good episode. You guys tell me how you feel about it. And I will see you guys later. Peace.